We are Southern Illinois.
Steffi from his knees, up ahead the Diva. Diva to his right to Hensley, and a two-handed slam.
Welcome to the Building the Salukis podcast, brought to you by the SIU Alumni Association, keeping Salukis everywhere connected to SIU for life. Now, here is the voice of the Salukis, Luke Martin.
We continue our Building the Salukis podcast, which is brought to you by the SIU Alumni Association, keeping Salukis everywhere connected to SIU for life. One of the returners, one of the 6 returners of the Dogs this year. Of course, coming off a redshirt year, Jaheem Weber taking time to join in before it gets a little bit of a summer. I mean, you get the month of May, and then you'll be back here in June. But, Jaheem, it's good to see you, man. How's kind of the last month or so been of post-basketball? I know you're still getting workouts in, but you've been able to kind of focus on here on your finals this week when you catch up with you and put an end of year number 1.
Yeah, it's been going good. Just trying to stay in the gym, stay busy, working out and stuff. When I go home, I got people I can work out with too, and I've been doing a lot of that. So really just trying to stay busy, keep on top of my schoolwork, and
We were able to catch up with you during the course of your redshirt year, but now that it's completed, what were some of the main reasons why, Jaheem, you wanted to come back and you wanted to stay here, have another year at SIU?
I just believe in the program. I believe in the coaches. We obviously picked up a lot of good pieces over the last month and a half or so, and I believe that we can really do something in the next next year, next few years, and that's why I stayed. And,
it's not easy, Jaheem, when you have a year where you don't get to play your redshirt. It's hard for guys to buy into that, and being around you guys each and every day, it was easy to see that you bought in, but to also buy in and want to stay. Like, was there ever really much of a thought for you that you thought, maybe I can go somewhere else, or no, you were fully invested in what was going on?
No, I was invested. I took the redshirt year, and I feel like I used it pretty well, and I feel like I stayed in the gym and did what I needed to do, and now I'm just ready to play. I mean, I miss it's like I'm on the team, but it's different when you're not out there and stuff, and I miss playing, and I can't wait to get back into it.
What do you take away though, Jaheem? Like, even though you weren't playing in the games, what did you take away from last year that will help you heading into the summer?
Well, I just got to see what being on a college basketball team is like. Kind of going through all the motions of practice and traveling and all that stuff, and I'm kind of glad I got that experience going in next year. I think that'll really help me, and just things like that.
You came in with, of course, a big frame, and over this past year, you've worked with Coach Show a lot to really continue to get you to buy into the weight room. How much can you just kind of take us through of where you were a year ago at this time to now, just the transformation your body has taken on?
Well, last year I came in last summer. I was about like 275, so I was a little chunky, But no, I mean I've lost like 20, 25 pounds. I'm around like 250, 255, and that's where Coach wants me. So just. On game days, whether we were traveling or not, always lifting, doing that extra conditioning work, extra work outside. I think that's really helped me, also like eating better and stuff like that. So the goal is just to, continue where I started. So
where do you sense, Jaheem, you've improved the most within the last year? And, you talk about, obviously, I know losing some weight and all that's important, but from a basketball standpoint, where did you grow this past year that you're very confident knowing you've grown in that area?
Well, I mean, I feel like, the college game is obviously a lot quicker. So I feel like one of the places where I improved is just like, my IQ and my understanding of the game, making the right reads and things like that. And I feel like my finishing's gotten better, just kind of just the intangible stuff. But really just like my IQ, I think I learned a lot this year in practice and, watching games and things like that. And, I think that's something I can take into next year and really show that I can facilitate and do stuff like that.
One of your first answers to me was, "Man, I've really missed playing."
Yeah.
You miss being in the game. What have you missed most about the competition side, Jaheem?
Honestly, I just the atmosphere. Just being out there and competing with some other really great basketball players, and just yeah, I mean everything about it. You know, I'm just really excited to get back out there and kind of show what I can do.
What do you believe about the competition side brings you to your best? Like what fuels the competitor inside of you, Jaheem?
Well, that's a good question. I would say just knowing that you're playing for something bigger than yourself. We're playing in front of thousands of people. Like we just setting goals for ourselves. Winning the conference championship, things like that. I feel like working towards a goal and like something where like it'll all pay off. Like that's what I feel like kind of fuels our competitive side.
There's 6 of you guys coming back. You're one of the 6 returners. Out of the guys who have said, hey, we want to run this thing back. We want to come back and build.
Yeah.
What do you like about just the 6 returners? Not talking about the guys who are about to come in, but you guys collectively as a group, why do all of you guys mesh and feel like you can build upon what, there were good things you did a year ago, but no doubt the standards want to be much higher?
Well, I mean, the 6 returners, we were in practice like the entire year, like 9 months nonstop, and so I just feel like the chemistry has been built there. It's good to have some guys that have kind of been through the program and kind of know what we're trying to do, and yeah, I mean, I just feel like with our chemistry, building up and things like that, and it's only going to get greater, with this coming summer and practice coming in the fall. So I'm just really excited to get back on there and get to work with those guys. And obviously we got a bunch of new pieces coming in too, which I'm excited about as well.
This is the Building the Salukis podcast, brought to you by the SIU Alumni Association. The SIU Alumni Association wants you to remember, once a Saluki, always a Saluki. Alumni worldwide are staying connected and getting involved at SIUalumni.com. Yeah, and, it's not an area to point to say, trying to make an excuse when I say this thing, Jaheem, but, when all of you guys got together last June, it wasn't just all new for you, one being a freshman, but, of course, completely new team for the majority, for the most part, outside of a few pieces. The coaching staff as well, all of them were new, getting to know it. It's not like Coach Nagy brought his whole staff from Wright State where there was a lot of continuity. So there was a lot of just trying to figure everybody out. Again, we're not there yet. We're still a month away from June. But how do you sense now of just even in late March, the month of April, going through individual workouts, like how much more of a, I hate to use the word just comfortable, but how much more of a, hey, we kind of know what to expect now, obviously, versus a year ago?
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of refreshing, just to have, like I said earlier, just to have guys that have been through the program and know what we want to do. It's kind of just refreshing to have, kind of like everybody, or at least, the 6 returners, and then we'll have new pieces coming in, like everybody on the same page to like, here's what we can do, here's how we can do it, and it's just more. I mean, I don't know if comfortable is the right word, but yeah, like it's just refreshing to have some familiar faces.
No doubt, probably more understanding is probably more the word, and just knowledge base of what we're alluding to. What and there's still a while, of course, and you talk about the process. I mean, this is not. If fans think you guys just get here in October, and start, no, this thing really gets ramped up a long time before that. Mm-hmm. But when the games do start, what's the biggest thing you want to show this year, Jaheem?
Biggest thing? I feel like in our offense, the bigs kind of facilitate kind of offense. I want to show that I'm able to, make the right reads and just make the right plays for everybody, whether that's me, scoring or getting somebody else a shot, or setting a hard screen just for somebody to go to the lane. And I mean, I just want to show that I can facilitate and defense as well. Obviously, that's a really important part. Being a rim protector, things like that. I just want to make a contribution and be productive on the court.
How much of that? Where you want to say, it's the cliche terms of toughness and grit and all those things. You talk about setting hard screens to be physical. How much of that do you want to embrace? Like when you say, hey, when people describe Jaheem Weber, I want them to describe him in that way.
I mean, well, I feel like that should be the standard. That's the standard for the whole team, really. I mean, just like holding each other accountable to, go as hard as you can, be tough, and like that's just the standard, So
How much of your conversations with especially the 6 returners, a lot of newcomers coming in, which we'll talk to those guys once we get through this month as well, once everyone gets here in June. But in terms of the guys who are coming back, how would you and whether you want to weigh of how many conversations you have, but of, hey, we want to win. Like bottom line, that's the ultimate goal. We all can talk about individual stuff of what you want, but for us as a team, we want to win, and we want to win at a high level. How would you characterize that's been a massive conversation over the last 2 months for you guys, of the 6 guys who are coming back?
Well, I mean, yeah, we've always had some talks, but I would say importantly is like we've all been in the gym like basically every day for the last ever since the season ended, and I feel like that's really important as well. Like we'll play 3-on-3, 4-on-4, just in the gym, kind of scrimmaging, and then we all lift together, and I just feel like we're a lot more together, and yeah, obviously the goal is to win, and that's the bottom line. That's the standard, and I feel like we've all bought into that pretty well for over the last couple months, and it's just a matter of can we build on that in the summer and the fall, and can we translate it to winning basketball games.
No question. And now for you, Jaheem, this next month or so, give or take, before you got to get back here, how important is this time just to be able, hey, get a chance to go home, unplug, and like you said, I'm sure there'll be times where you're still going to work out and do things when you get away, but how crucial is this next month just to really try to take advantage of some downtime when you need it? Because as you know, come June, it's really going to be turned up throughout the rest of the year.
Yeah. I mean, it's important. It's always great to kind of get away and obviously see the family and things like that. Like, I'm going on vacation as well for a few days, so that'll be fun. Seeing friends and things like that. It's good to kind of unplug and and I also got a lot of people that I can work with like close to home as well. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna take advantage of this time and just try to enjoy it. And yeah.
Well, I don't want to just guarantee you this, but of course baseball will be in your neck of the woods, in Bloomington Normal, for the baseball championship towards the end of the month. And I mean, with your frame now, I think Lance Rhodes could maybe need an extra cleanup hitter or something. Like if Jaheem's got to get out there and swing the bat, like. Could there be potential that you could help out the Diamond Dogs at some point? I mean, later on this month, you're going to be close. It's just in your backyard. I mean, come on over.
I mean, I feel like if I worked on my swing, I'd be a pretty good hitter.
Yeah,
I could go out there and hit a little bit.
Yeah. Coach Rhodes never going to turn it down. I'm sure he would love to have Jaheem Weber come in and help. Jaheem, enjoy the next month, man. Unplug, take that some time, and look forward to seeing you back here in the month of June.
Yes, sir. Of course.